Hello, my friends. Welcome back to 1111 Outdoors. This is the Gonzo Firebird G807BK. I had a subscriber reach out to me and ask me to take a look at this knife. I've never seen this one before, and I was intrigued. And I would like to thank that subscriber for pointing this out to me because I really enjoyed working with this blade. I really enjoyed using this knife. I didn't think I would say that at the end of this journey, but I am. I can tell you, this knife performed extremely well. I have knives that cost 4 times the amount of this knife that do not perform as well as this one. Now, here's the kicker, this knife is available on Amazon for $18. This is a sub $20 knife. And it performed like a $100 knife, easily. Now, I took it out, put it through its paces. I had a buddy and we went camping and we did a little river trip, and then we did a little fishing trip. I bought 2 of these, gave one to him. I carried one myself, and we both sat down afterwards around the campfire and talked about what we liked and what we didn't like about this knife. The funny thing is, there's very little that we don't like about this knife. Let me break it down to you and tell you exactly what we're looking at here. This is your basic fixed blade, drop point, compound bevel. It is well done. This blade is well done. It's got this kind of bead blasted, stone washed finish that is really attractive and extremely resilient. I mean, I did not spare this. I mean, I didn't try to break it or anything, but I was not easy on it. I was probably rougher than I would be on most knives that are in this price point. And then the reason why I was that way is because this knife just performs well. It didn't seem like it was struggling in any area at all. The blade steel that this thing is made out of is 9CR14 stainless. And that's an interesting steel. It is commonly used in different like tool steels. Like I think they make like ball bearings out of this. I think they make like boat shafts and pumps and valves and stuff. Uh, the reason why is because it's extremely durable, it's extremely corrosion resistant, and it's just very strong. My concern was that it would be brittle, but they heat treated this extremely well. Like I said, I don't see any problems on this knife at all. At all. There may be a slight edge situation down here where I was really getting into some ugly stuff. But I'm really being picky. I don't see anything that stands out. It's still extremely sharp. I mean, it was razor sharp right out the box, and it's still extremely sharp. I really like the blade. Very happy with its performance, and I have to say, it's very attractive. It is a good looking blade. Very good looking blade. Now the handle, when I first looked at the handle, I thought that it looked a little boring. I thought that maybe it was, it's kind of that Mora-ish style handle that when I first saw it, I thought it was just plastic, but it turns out that it's this, what do they call this stuff? Polypropylene, but it's got this thermoplastic overmold. It's that rubberized plastic, and it's like, it's soft, and that's really nice. Like when you hold this knife, it inspires confidence. It's pretty amazing. And even when it was wet, it performed extremely well. We took this in the river. We took it on a fishing trip. I experimented with gloves on because it got extremely cold one night. We caught some fish. We cleaned the fish. The knife's performance was extremely remarkable. And even though there's No jimping on this knife. I didn't really miss it. They've actually put some jimping in the handle. And as at first that looked goofy to me, but once I held it and once I really got involved with it, it became clear to me exactly why that texture is where it is. It just works. It really works. Honestly, I can't believe this knife is under $20. I could see paying a lot more for this knife. I have knives that are 4 times the price of this and not even close to the value that you get here. So to that subscriber, I want to say thank you for putting this on my radar. I mean, really, I really like this knife. And it's cool. I got the black one, but it comes in like gray, beige, orange, and the colors are extremely attractive. I'll probably go ahead and spring for the orange one as well. I got a thing for black knives. I love black knives. So most of my knives are black. So this one's going to go into the collection for sure. If you are thinking about picking up this knife, if you're on a budget and you're looking for something that you're not going to worry about banging around or you know, but you need it to perform, this is your guy. I guarantee it. If you know how to use a knife and you get involved with this thing, you are going to be pleasantly surprised. It is really, really nice. For $18, I just can't believe it. I can't believe that this is $18. So, pros and cons. Performance of the knife, 5 stars. Had no trouble out of this knife. As far as the handle goes, no hot spots, no slips, no anything that I consider anything worth complaining about. I mean, it gives you a generous lanyard hole right there. It's really, really well made. If I had anything to complain about, I would have to say, and my buddy agrees, it's the sheath. It comes with this sheath. And probably right away, you're like, why? I mean, just why? Look at this profile. Look at this profile and look at this profile. What are we doing here? What is going on? It only goes in one direction, and it kind of gives you this access hole that you can get to the blade right here, I guess for cutting line or something like that. I did lace some fishing line through it to see if it would cut it, and it cut it very well, but I don't know why you'd want to do that instead of just pulling the knife out. I guess maybe if you were, I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Interesting though. The clip is extremely well made. I mean, it's like a Mora. It's one of those that goes onto your belt and just is not going to come off. This hook, these are hard to take off when you're intentionally trying to take it off. The sheath is just it. I guess that's where they did some savings. So I'm probably going to make a custom sheath for this. A little drop-in leather sheath would be really nice. I'll probably do some type of taco or kydex style thing that this knife deserves. The retaining is extremely well. It will not fall out of the sheath for sure. But you get this business. If that bothers you, then be aware of that. It doesn't so much bother me. I think there was a point where we were mountain biking and it did a little chattering going on back there, but it didn't bother me that much. I can live with it. And the purchase, it's very well done. Extremely strong grip in there. It's not going to fall out. So, will the sheath do its job? Yes. Are my complaints entirely physical? Pretty much. I'm not a fan of the sheath. That's just it. It just looks extremely goofy to me. If they'd made the sweeping, this blade has such a handsome profile. Why would you not follow that profile with the sheath? I don't understand. Maybe this company makes more than one type of knife, and maybe this complements both of them. Not sure. But if that's my only complaint, then I really don't have one. Again, I'd like to thank that subscriber for reaching out to me and asking me. I'm flattered that they wanted my opinion on it. And my opinion is this. Yes, you should get this knife. If you're on a budget and you're just looking for a banger that you can throw in a bag, or you could buy 2 or 3 of these, throw them in all your bags. Have one in the truck. It's a great backup knife. It's even a great primary knife if you are really wanting to work on a budget. I don't think that you will be disappointed with this. I wasn't. I carried it all weekend and I really enjoyed it. My friend, he's a knife guy just like me. He really enjoyed carrying this knife. Like I said, the only complaint we had was the sheath, and those are really just cosmetic things, and it's probably just being extremely picky. But, if I'm going to give you my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. And I don't know if I covered the length. Let's look at this. This blade is 88 millimeters. That's 3.4 inches long. It's 3.3 millimeters thick. That's 1.3 inches. And like I said, it's that 9CR14 stainless steel. Very nice. I mean, very well done. What's the weight on this thing? Did I say the weight? I'm not sure. But it weighs in at 96 grams. That's 3.4 ounces. And with the sheath, it's 127 grams. That's 4.5 ounces. I don't know if I said that. Just want to cover it if I didn't. So it's extremely light, but it's extremely strong. So, my final opinion of the Ganzo Firebird G807BK. If you are looking for a budget banger, this is not a bad option. And I know it's right there on the price point of a Mora or a Companion or something like that. So those are strong options to this as well. I'm a big Mora fan. I have every single Mora they've ever made. And I can say this will stand right up there with those. And most people, if they look at a Mora, they see a little less character or blade shape than they want to see. If you're really looking for a drop point, I don't think Mora really makes a badass drop point. I think that probably the closest you're going to come is the Garberg, maybe the Kansbull or one of the Bushcraft series, but they just kind of lack a little bit of character. I really like the added character that this knife has. Just my opinion, just thinking out loud. I love Mora. I would never give them up. And in fact, if you're looking for a budget knife, a Mora is hands down the best option. This is right there with them. So this is the Ganzo Firebird G807BK. This is 1111 Outdoors, and I'm going to say, yeah, we like this knife. If you enjoyed this video, if you got any information out of it that you found helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. I really can't tell you how much that means to me, how much it could totally change my life if you did that for me. I appreciate it. I look forward to bringing you videos in the future. Thank you for your time. Have a great evening.